I've always been highly critical of the story of Injustice, where Superman snaps and becomes a totalitarian dictator after the death of his wife, Lois Lane. Injustice is hardly the only time this kind of story has happened though. Batman v Superman establishes the idea that this outcome would happen if that version of Lois died, and the same happened in an alternate universe in Superman the Animated Series, proving just how unoriginal Injustice really is. A common defense I've seen of this asinine notion is that, as the Joker once said, all it takes is one bad day to drive a good man bad. This comes from the 1988 story The Killing Joke, where this kind of experience is alleged to be the cause of the Joker becoming what he is. He attempts to prove this hypothesis on Commissioner James Gordon. He tracks Gordon down, shoots his daughter in the stomach, paralysing her, strips her naked and takes photographs of her writhing, bloody body. Some people also read sexual assault into this, I personally don't, but that's besides the point. He then takes Jim to a closed down theme park, strips him naked, locks him in a cage like an animal and tortures him with the photos of Barbara. When Batman then arrives to save Jim, this is his response.
I want him brought in, and I want it done by the book.
Guys, the Joker was wrong. A weak-willed individual like the Joker might have snapped from having a bad day, sure, but someone like Jim or Bruce or Clark is not so easily broken. I don't know how people's takeaway from this story is that the Joker is right, when Jim's refusal to break when faced with far worse than the clown himself had suffered is a clear indicator that this is not the case. And yet, people continue to use this line to defend terrible writing when, if anything, the story comes off as a critique of such stories. It's as if Alan Moore was as fed up as I am with these terrible, contrived, unoriginal alternate universes where characters are written so out of character as to be completely new characters, but that people will defend through the flimsiest of justifications. The Joker's hypothesis is demonstrably wrong within the very story in which it was introduced. It wasn't another writer coming in later to refute this notion, it was Alan Moore himself showing that the idea is bullshit and people somehow completely missed the point. And here I thought Zack Snyder had the worst reading of Alan Moore's works. If you liked this video, why not subscribe and support me on Patreon like these fine people here? If not, then make sure to share it with your enemies so they can suffer along with you.